Okay, we are live. We are live. Welcome back, everyone, to another watch along. This one is the Nets and the Heat, game 4 of the season. Well, we're 1-2. We are coming off a win against the Hornets. 133-121. The defense has been non-existent, as you can see on the screen. For a brief second there, we're 4th in offense this year and 28th in defense. The reason why we're playing so well in offense is it's because of Cam Thomas. The guy's 3rd in the league in scoring. He is averaging 33.5 points a game, I think, or something like that. Pretty crazy numbers from him. It's awesome to see, though. A young player who's been, in basketball purgatory in a sense for quite a few years, having to be, in the shadows of players like KD and Kyrie and even James Harden. He's been under their tutelage and he is now experiencing the benefits. He's actually showing off what he's learned. A lot of people would say, well, why didn't he play last year? I'm of the view that him being out, and he said it himself in the post-game the other night, patience is the reason for his success today. That idea of being ready when you're required and you're called upon, that's when you perform, and Cam Thomas has been called upon to be the leader of this Nets offense, and he is well and truly living up to that task. As you can see, he's the second youngest in NBA history to score 30 or more in the first 3 games of the season. The only other player the only younger player is Shaquille O'Neal. There are some other interesting things to point out. Ben Simmons is only the second Nets player in history, or in their history, to have 25 rebounds and 25 assists in the first 3 games of the season, the other being Jason Kidd. Rebounds, we've struggled in the past. We are actually the number 1 rebounding team this year in terms of percentage. And that's also on the back of, it's also on the back of the fact that last season, I think we had a stretch where we were struggling to out-rebound opponents. This season, we've already out-rebounded our opponents by at least 7 in all 3 of our games, which is awesome. Injuries, that's a good point you make, Amy, because if I get the injury report up, you will see a few more additions to the injury list, and you would have also just seen, I flicked off it, the lineup is different yet again. The player I despise most, Royce O'Neal, is starting because, as you can see, Spencer Dinwiddie is out. He was doubtful. He's now out. Derek Whitehead, that's not new. Cam Johnson, that's not new, nor is it for Nic Claxton as well. We knew he was going to be out the other day. But the other addition to that list is, it's not Cam Johnson because we've already been there and done that. The other player, if it loads up, Dennis Smith Jr., who's out with a hip contusion. So that is the other absence. So we're pretty shallow in the backcourt. We're going to probably call on a little bit more service from Lonnie Walker, and I'm not complaining because he's been great last time out. He scored 19 points. He was pretty good facilitating-wise, and really helped with those rebounding efforts. That has been so imperative to our success. The other player that Jacques Vaughn has flagged in terms of getting minutes, Trendon Watford. And this guy is a lot of people think he's an older player. He's like a veteran. He's 22 years old and he can handle the rock. He's like 6'6". He's a forward. He's a good rebounding big. He helps in that department. So I think we're going to be in a pretty good spot. This is where... this is exactly where you... hold on a second. This is where, the roster construction really comes in handy because obviously we have a lot of depth. so you can be hit with 5 injuries that affect your main rotation, but you've still got players that can cover for you, and capable players as well. I don't know why that's cut off in the quote section. Just ignore that. I will fix that in due course. Okay. So as you can see in a moment, yep, that's the lineup. We've got Ben, Cam Thomas, Mikal Bridges, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Royce O'Neal. Hope Harry, it's not Harry Girls, Harry Giles. I know what you're saying though. Harry Giles plays today. He may get some minutes. It depends if we're going for Dayron Sharp or we're going for Harry Giles, or we may go a bit of both, depending on how we cope with things. I love Clax, but would you consider trading him if you could get a stretch big? Depends who the stretch big is. A lot of people saying Karl Anthony Towns, but I feel like Karl Anthony Towns would work with Clax because Clax could sort of offset the defensive liability that Karl Anthony Towns is. So, I mean, that would have been a great front court pairing. If you had to give up Clax to get Towns, I don't know if I'd be willing to do that. Probably. It depends what the deal is. Obviously, you can say it in isolation, we need a stretch big in place of Clax, but who's that stretch big we're talking about? That's the big question. And that's with a lot of things, you know. If you're saying a stretch big, well, that sounds good in theory, but who's that stretch big we're talking about? So, anyway, we're nearly ready to go in this 4th game of the season. A win today would be very handy. We're playing the Bulls up next, and that is actually a part of the mid-season tournament. So I think that counts to your regular season record, but I think obviously the in-season tournament games, you know, you've got to win those, obviously. I think there's group games, and then you play, obviously, I mean, there would be some form of playoff type system. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Let me get a little bit more researched. Looking at the crowd, there are empty seats everywhere. Crazy to think this team made the finals last year and the arena is that empty. It's crazy. So, starting 5 for the Nets is there. I will also get the starting lineup for the opposition, which is, as you can see, Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler with that very suspect photo or photo day style. Jaquez is also playing. I don't think I've pronounced his name right, but we're going to just run with that. Bam Adebayo and Tyler Herro round out the 5. So it's not a bad starting 5 by any means. They are a little bit depleted, though. They did have a couple plays under an injury cloud. The reason Jaquez gets a start today is because Kevin Love is out. Highsmith was questionable. Nikola Jovic is getting a few minutes now for them as well, so he'll be coming off the bench. So you may have thought he was going to get the start, but who won the Harden-Simmons trade? That's a very good question because obviously we know what happened recently. The Sixers got absolutely fleeced because they also gave up Tucker, who obviously was starting for them. So they got next to nothing in return. I mean, they got picks, but it puts the Sixers in a really weird place because, I mean, Maxi's probably going to be, he's going to be better than Harden. At this, in the present time, Maxi will probably end up being better than Harden. And from here on out, obviously on past form, it's a little bit different. But, I mean, yeah, they got like no one, the Sixers. Some good like surrounding pieces, but not too much of note. In terms of who won the trade, I mean, at the moment, I'd say it's a lose-lose because, trying to think. Simmons hasn't shown enough to, consider this a win. I mean, given we now have Simmons on our roster, and he's on our roster for the Sixers. They don't have Harden on their roster anymore. So what they got rid of to get Harden, completely useless now because they've given up picks and they've given up players to get a player that's not there anymore. So if you look at it that way, the Nets have won. Or sorry, the Sixers have lost. The Nets will win the trade if, we are able to unearth that old Sixers form when it comes to Ben Simmons. So yeah. Here we are. Cam Thomas averaging 33 a game. He has increased in minutes. In the last 3 games, he's gone from 25 minutes to 33 minutes to 37 minutes. So, the guy's just been given more responsibility, and I'm all here for it. Why has the game paused? Hang on. Whoops. Okay, hang on. Here we go, ladies and gents. Okay, no, it's apparently not happening yet. All right. How do you feel about JV's coaching so far? I'm not making judgments just yet. It's only the 4th game of the season. I mean, in game 1, people were jumping on the sack Jacques Vaughn bandwagon. Like, come on. That's taking reactionary to another level. Anyway, let's see this one. Is this one gonna actually start? I feel like it should be close. All right. Hang on a second. That's really annoying. The taskbar won't go away. All right. 1 and 2, the Nets. 1 and 3, the Heat. Here we go. Come on, lads. If we can win this game, this is going to be probably the most impressive win of the year because, I mean, granted, we've only had one other win. I think it'll be the most impressive performance, win or loss. If we get close, at least, then it's a bloody good effort. Here we go. Simmons in the jump ball with Adebayo, and expectedly, Bam Adebayo wins the tip. And we're underway, and Jaquez... What the fuck? We already have a foul. What the hell, man? Alright, so Royce is getting the assignment on Jimmy Butler, which I'm not too excited about. Mikal is picking up Herro. Butler's got it now. Butler, the switch, he's got Cam Thomas on him. Good defense. And he forces the miss and the rebound by Doe, who's been physical and good on the glass. Finney Smith looking for Ben under the basket. And not even... Well, he's not even facing the basket. He was able to flip it up and in. Had Herro on him in isolation in the paint. That's going to be something we look for with Dorian Finney-Smith pushing Bam Adebayo to the outside. Simmons, corner for Bridges on the catch. The three's off. The rebound by Butler. Butler flings it across to Herro into the paint. The kick out. Jaquez, the corner 3, is off. Simmons, the rebound. Gonna push the pace. Give it to Royce. Cross. And a travel. That is a typical Royce possession. Dorian Finney-Smith knocked down the 3, but it's gonna not count. So the Heat now, through Butler, going to get into their offensive set. Going to give it to Herro. This is going to be a good one to watch. Bridges on Herro, and Bridges forces the steal. Nets in transition. Royce to Cam, and he's going to roll it back out with the Heat recovering well defensively. Cam was hacked. It's going to be a foul as he was going up, and it's going to be Lowry picking it up, who's in a little bit of bewilderment. So, first shots of the game coming up for either side. It's going to be 2 for Cam Thomas. So, Free throw is... I believe it was off. I wasn't looking. That's pretty much a rookie mistake by me. Christina, welcome to the chat. Gabriel, so... Well, same to you. Cam Thomas gets on the board and makes it 3-2 Nets. Herro. Bam. Back to Herro. They're looking for Butler on the wing. Bridges picks him up. Butler into the paint. The kick out to Lowry. Cam jumped. Driving kick. Jacques for 3. That's off. And the rebound by the Nets. We'll live with that. We'll give the rookie as many shots as he wants. I'd imagine for a rookie, consistency is one of the more questionable parts of any rookie's game. Here's Royce to the corner for Bridges. Fumbled it, but got it back. And now Thomas. Catch and shoot 3, top of the key. It hits back iron and the rebound by Butler. So now Bam's going to look for the handoff. Doesn't give it to Lowry. Back out to Butler. Faked the pass. Royce got a hand on the read. And we get it ahead to Bridges after the steal. Bridges the easy 2. Lowry no match. 5-2 Nets. A couple of steals here early for the Nets on defense. And it's allowed us to only concede 2 points to Miami in the first 3 minutes of the game. Jacques is short on the 3. Cam Thomas and Jacques come together. The Heat get the offensive board and Herro for 3. Got to have a little bit more hustle in that regard. Cam looking a little bit relaxed on that rebound attempt. Probably aren't giving away the 3 if we actually secure the rebound while it's impossible. Cam Thomas into the paint. Good defense. Jacques prevented the layup attempt. And now Butler. Herro. Royce stays with him. The high screen's going to arrive. Herro does not shoot the 3. There was a little bit of an opening there. Jacques in the corner. Ben lets him shoot it. Another miss. And the Heat rebound it. Butler the spin. The layup and the 2. So they've gotten 5 of their 7 points from second chance buckets. And that's got to kill the Nets. Ben, kick out. Royce, he's got a lot of space there and he bricks the 3 badly. Bam with the board. And now Butler. So it's been pretty much defense prevailing in the first couple of minutes here. We're going to get another foul and I don't know who that's on because, well, the fouls being called on the Nets have been pretty subtle fouls. Looks like Dorian Finney-Smith is going to be that guy who picks it up. Ball is inbounded. Herro. Good roll by Bam. We have absolutely no match, especially if the paint is well and truly clear with all that spacing the Heat have got. Bridges. Simmons try to roll. The Heat now into a zone. Finney-Smith. Ben in the post. And another turnover. Jacques. Push shot. And Bam scores the putback again. We have a timeout. And my goodness, the Nets, bro, gotta crash the glass. I mean, this is a problem when you have a pretty imposing big in Bam Adebayo on your roster. And you compare it to what the Nets have, been forced to put out. And the reality is we don't have anyone that can cope. So keeping Bam out of the paint and preventing that run and jump is going to be the most important thing. But thus far, we've been pretty poor. So that is the situation at the moment. Let's have a look at the box score. Let me update it. Who would you like to see in the player spotlight today? Let us know, and I'll chuck it in. But for the moment, my goodness. The Nets, well, we're sort of struggling a little bit early. Cam Thomas hasn't really gotten off many shots. This is the problem already. 5 extra shots for the Heat. 3 offensive rebounds in there. Jacques has already taken 5 shots, so I will live with that. But Bam Adebayo with 3 of 3, or shooting 3 of 3. He's got 6 and 4 already. So he's outdoing us in rebounds and points, which is always not going to be a good sign. That being said, apart from the offensive rebounds, which is where we've given up the bulk of the points, I'm sort of happy with the defense we've been playing. We usually crush the second half. We just don't want to be sloppy with our shots. Well, we haven't really given ourselves a great opportunity to score the ball, because with them getting offensive rebounds and scoring, it's going from us being able to break out in transition and push the pace to, obviously, if they score, they have more time to get back and set up. So we're really doing ourselves a major disservice without, or because of that lack of rebounding early on here. So that's the situation. If you are enjoying the stream thus far, make sure to share your thoughts and also like the stream, subscribe if you like. That's all preferable. So, yeah. That is the situation at the moment. You can see 5 points in 4.5 minutes ain't going to cut it. We've only taken the 6 shots. So, it's not great. It's not a great start. But look, I mean, the Heat have gone on a 9-0 run on the back of getting those offensive boards. So, you are able to rectify that problem, then you're probably okay. All right, so Ben is going to bring it up now. Wearing some really flashy blue basketball shoes as well, so it makes him pretty easy to spot. Bridges one-on-one with Lowry. He shoots the 3, and that's good defense. I mean, it's pretty uninspiring offense off the back of the timeout. Bam leaves it for Butler. And another foul. It's on Ben Simmons, who bulldozed Bam Adebayo off the ball. I actually think we may need to play Ben Simmons on Bam. Because right now, looking a bit exposed there. Why are we wasting Ben Simmons on defending Jaquez? He's missed his first 5 shots, and a lot of those have been open. Ben isn't even... Well, he's letting him shoot the ball, so it's pretty, lazy defense. Ben is sagging off. There he is with the help in the paint. Forces the miss with that presence. And it's going to be the Nets pushing the pace. Ben down the middle. Out to Bridges. Drive on Herro. And he wanted a foul. Thought he'd been hit on the arm. It's not going to go that way. It's going to be Nets on the side. After the ball was flicked out of play. So 11-5. Finney-Smith just lost the ball. Flung over the top. Cam Thomas does well to recover it, because Jaquez otherwise had a runway to the rim. Ben into the paint, behind the back. Corner 3, Bridges. It's good. And he shows off to the... He has something to say to the audience. Let's just say that. With the 3-point celebration there. And he stares them down. So Nets get their first 3 of the game. Butler into the paint. 2. Got it. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. So, immediately that 3-point shot is cancelled out. And that's an absolute letdown right there. Especially when you've just made a shot, you should be defending much better than this. So Mikal's got to do a better job of keeping his player in front. He hasn't really been on the money in that regard this season. It's been blown by a fair bit. Butler's free throw is good. So 6-point lead the Miami Heat have. It's their largest of the game. Thomas, he's got Bam on him. The Heat playing a bit of zone here. Cam weaves through, chucks up a shot, and that's a well-defended play. And then Bridges did well to knock it out of bounds as the Heat launched a full-court pass, Ben Simmons style. So it will be Heat on the baseline. Look at the reach by Mikal on that possession. So it looks like Richardson's into the game. Obviously, now back at his former club. Jaquez just lost the ball. The Heat having to defend a 3-on-1. Walker the layup. Oh, please. Thank you. Nearly didn't want to go down, but Lonnie Walker scores the basket, and then that's rubbish defending. Oh, that's an even bigger joke of a foul. Got to challenge that. Got to challenge that. You've got the extra challenge in the bank. That is rubbish, dude. So the Nets defense just left the lane wide open, and then Bam Adebayo's blown a layup, and they've blown the whistle. Ben hasn't even gotten close. You needed to challenge that. As far as I'm concerned, that's 2 vital points that could come in clutch later in the game. Absolutely nothing to prove that that was a foul. It's already 2 personals on Ben. I would have challenged if I was JV because we're pretty thin. I mean, in all areas except the wing department. And Ben's a pretty big part of our offensive play early in the season. So you got to have him on the floor as much as possible. So we could be seeing some early minutes from Trendon Watford as the substitute for Ben when he has to come to the bench in what I would assume will be pretty imminent. Lonnie Walker now. The cross. Hesitation. That is a tough mid-range 2 by Lonnie. Skilled jump shot. Richardson handling the rock. Gets by Thomas. Good defense. Forced an air ball and another offensive rebound. I mean, that one's a bit tougher because you couldn't really anticipate the miss to be that bad, but still, you got to put some body on Jimmy. Ben into the paint. The kick out for Dorian Finney-Smith. The closeout by Jaquez. Mikal relocates to the corner, and that is a great relocation. He stares down the Heat bench, so it seems like he's staring down every possible individual in the arena at this given time. Butler. Oh my... Fuck. This is a joke. How many... These fouls, man, are so innocuous. I don't even know where these refs are getting these from. Oh, fucking hell. So 2 shots for the Heat. Again. My God, man. How many fouls are they going to call that are this borderline? So... 18-15, 4:34 to play in the first quarter, and Butler makes the first. So he's been making a living. Trendon Watford into the game, as we foreshadowed early. Trendon Watford into the game for Ben Simmons. He's going to be, well, it looks like he's in that similar mold that Ben Simmons possesses, you know. Pretty tall guard. Well, he's not a guard, he's a forward that can handle the rock. And Trendon Watford will be facilitating the offense. No Dennis Smith, no Spencer Dinwiddie. And Cam Thomas is, well, in the corner for some bullshit reason. Bridges. Oh, fucking hell. Another turnover, and that's an easy 2 for Bam. Easy throwdown. And it's 22-15 Heat. And Mikal's lost the ball a lot when he's been really pressured. Watford, good shit, Trendon. Good passing fake, and he just blew right by the defenders who were unsuspecting. Easy layup. Good bit of offense there. Doubled is Bam Adebayo. Butler under the basket. The kick out of Highsmith. The 3 is good. And I don't imagine he's a great 3-point shooter, but he knocks that one down, no problems. Cam Thomas. Now Finney-Smith into the paint. Kick out. Walker, catch and shoot 3, is an air ball. Wow. Oh, God. Okay, we're going to get a timeout, and we probably needed it more than them, yet they've called the timeout. So, 25-17 first quarter. Let's have a look at the box score and see where it's going wrong at the moment for the Nets. Well, I mean, for the Heat, they're not shooting a particularly lights out, but they've got 4 offensive rebounds already. They've picked up 3 steals, had 2 blocks, so they're really living at the moment. And they've gotten to the free throw line as well. Jimmy Butler's got 9, and Bam Adebayo's got 10. That's literally their team, accounting for more points those two than our entire team. So yeah, they've got 3 offensive boards as well, which always helps to contribute to that total. And the only player who's really been a liability is Jaquez, who's got, well, he's shooting 0 of 5, but he's still got 2 steals, a block, an assist, and a rebound. So he's done everything else that's required of him. For the Nets, though, 4 turnovers, it seems like way more. Shooting 7 of 15, which isn't awful. There have been a few threes on offer, which, haven't gone down. But our offense from the starting lineup is sort of lacking at the moment. Dorian Finney-Smith hasn't gotten a look yet. Mikal's really the only beating pulse in that Nets offense thus far. The bench has scored 6, but that bench is not looking too enticing, I will tell you that. It's going to be pretty heavily slated onto the starters, that offensive burden. It's going to be interesting to see, do we see Harry Giles? Do we see Day'Ron Sharpe? Do we see Armani Brooks at any stage? It's going to be interesting. But yeah, starting unit hasn't really set a good precedent to open the game, but there's plenty of time to turn things around in that regard. The only problem is offense has been our calling card this season thus far, yet we currently are sort of struggling in that department, and defensively it's not looking too good. So yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith is 45% from 3 as well, so him not taking shots sort of hurts the team. Anyway, 25-17, 330 to 2, 330, not 330 to 2, 332 to play in the first quarter. I will look at your chat messages in a bit. Let me know who you want to put in the player spotlight as well. It's the little tab that you would have seen when I was showing the box score. So, yeah. But we got Mikal on the bench, it looks like, and same with Dorian Finney-Smith. Duncan Robinson's in for the Heat. Butler and Bam remain in, and Highsmith also is on the floor. Day'Ron's entered the game. Armani Brooks has checked in. So this is going to be a really interesting bench lineup. Good defense by Royce, and we have a foul. Royce hit Butler on the arm. Shark Vaughn having a discussion with the referee, who's been calling some pretty... That's a bit of a rubbish call, honestly. Unless there was contact earlier before the actual shot motion. I didn't see anything. Butler bricks the first free throw, and that's his first miss of the game from the line. First miss for the Heat as well from the line. They're 5 of 6. So that was a pretty good defensive play, if I'm quite honest, but a little bit of a shame there that we couldn't, fully execute that. The Heat make the second, so it's Heat up by 9. Watford looking for a handoff. Gets it to Brooks, and now Lonnie Walker. Out to Brooks. Sniper. Got it for 3. And in the preseason, he was knocking down some pretty crazy shots from way downtown. And he gets on the board with his, first shot. So Armani Brooks on the board. Robinson the pass. That was a bit dodgy. Somehow got to Richardson in the corner. And now Bryant, who's in the game, passes to Butler. Butler back out of Richardson. 3 to shoot. And well done by the Nets. That's the second tough Heat possession in a row. Brooks from way downtown again. He got it again. Armani Brooks. I couldn't say it cleanly the first time, but I'll surely master it the second time. I think there'll be a few more three-pointers being made on his part in this game. He's already made 2 in 2 attempts on 2 possessions, and then the stop by Walker. The reverse is off, but we have a foul on Jimmy Butler, so an opportunity for the Nets deficit to be cut down to 1. Early minutes for Armani Brooks, but man's hitting deep three-pointers. That second one on the logo. So Lonnie Walker makes the first. It is now 26-24. This unit actually putting in a good shift on defense, even though it's been like a minute. Already a couple of good possessions. One was a stop. One, well, we ended up giving away a foul with about 3 to shoot. So can't complain. And then obviously the steal right there to get the Lonnie Walker free throws, which he converted both of. Robinson, no room to shoot the 3. Passes to Bryant. The mid-range 2 is good. And that ends the 8-0 run that had occurred in that last minute. Lonnie Walker in the half-court offense will drive, pull up for 2. That's off. The rebound for the Heat. Richardson, Herro. Picked up by Royce. Oh, that's a good move. And the 3 is off to the right. The rebound by Watford. Directing traffic. They get it to Brooks again, who drives this time and catches the Heat defense off guard. So that's 8 for Armani Brooks, the equal high man for the Nets, despite having only played, well, less than 2 minutes. Here's Herro. The drive. Royce got a hand to it, but it got to Robinson again. Bryant. Picked up by Dayron in the post. Robinson. Oh, that's a good ball fake. A wide open 3. He missed it. And the rebound to Walker. So amazingly enough, despite the Nets starting unit being a bit shit, we could have the lead. Great pass by Walker. Watford badly missed the 3. And a rebound for the Heat. That was an incredible piece of court vision by Lonnie there. Unlucky to not have an assist to his name because of it. Herro. 3. Way too easy. I do not like that Royce matchup. He is so dodgy when he has to defend guards. And for some bullshit reason, we give it to Royce, but then we give it to Lonnie Walker, who I trust just a little bit more with the ball than Royce. Lonnie 1-on-1. Shoots the 3 over Herro. Oh, it's a foul. With 5.5 remaining, don't know why my shot clock is going a little bit ahead of itself. Herro is going to get pinged. And Herro? Yeah, it's a little bit of a dodgy closeout, but Lonnie definitely tried to initiate a little bit there. Nonetheless, the Heat are going to be pinged with the 3 fouls, or 3 shots. Lonnie missed the first. Into the game comes Dorian Finney-Smith, Ben Simmons, and Mikal, I think. Ben's going to re-enter. Mikal's going to re-enter. Dorian Finney-Smith re-enters, as we've just said. To the bench is Royce, Trenton Watford, and Dayron Sharp, I do believe. Or maybe Brooks. I think Brooks is on the bench. Royce remains in. The third is good by Lonnie, so he goes 2 of 3. And now Highsmith will get it to Richardson. They've got 5 to bring it up. Richardson, defended by Simmons. 2. Oh, no way! What the fuck is Ben doing? 2 fouls for Ben, and he decides to reach in on the shot with about 0.5 to play. Let's have a look. Oh, that is a foul. What is he doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? He's going to have 3 fouls at quarter time. What is he doing? Okay, let's have a look at the chat. Why isn't Cam playing? Cam can't play the whole game, unfortunately. Sean Marks should keep Lonnie, please. Honestly, we got to lock him up. They got to have Sharp on the floor, otherwise there is no interior defense. It is a little bit questionable, I will say. This small ball crap got to stop. How can the defense be so bad? Oh, it's just, well... I mean, when you have so many defensive players out, it's always going to be tough to cover. Brother, what is Ben Simmons doing, man? 3 personals. He's just conceded free throws with 1.3 to play. The quarter is not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 1.3 seconds left. He's given away free throws. And on top of that, he's also picked up his 3rd personal in the first quarter. So, Richardson going to go to the line. We've absolutely bailed them out here. First free throw gets the roll. We're going to have 1.3 to shoot, so this could be a big brain play if we can get it in. It's a pity we don't have Spencer Dinwiddie for the half-court heaves, because he would have been well and truly suited for the occasion. I think he made one against the Heat in preseason from the logo. Richardson misses, Simmons with the board, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. So a 3-point deficit going into the second. So dumb to put in Ben with 5 seconds to go. I actually think the thinking was fine because it was 5 seconds. I mean, surely, what is it doing? What is the timer doing? Surely Ben was smart enough to know you shouldn't be fouling with 5 seconds left. I mean, we learnt the hard way with Cam Thomas fouling, was it Hardaway in the second game of the season? Right on the buzzer from like way downtown as well. Like Richardson would have had to score a mid-range. And instead Ben Simmons has bailed him out with a couple of free throws. Like, defense is lost with the starters on the floor. It's actually really puzzling because our starting 5 has some of the, well, supposed best defenders in the league. Not today, not even at all this season. Like, we've got Finney Smith, Bridges, Ben Simmons. Those 3 alone should be enough to prevent 32 points on the Miami Heat, who can't score for shit. That being said, a lot of the points is being conceded off the back of offensive rebounds and putbacks and all this, which is something that's always going to be really difficult to combat when you don't have the size. Now, a really puzzling fact about the Nets at the moment. They've got more points from their bench than their starting lineup. They've gotten 8 points from Armani Brooks, who's played 3 minutes. Don't even ask me how that's happened. We've actually not done a bad job. We're shooting 50 and 40. The free throws, we've had 7 of them. The problem is the offensive rebounds haven't existed. The turnovers are at 4. So I'd like those 2 things to change for the better. The Heat are out rebounding us, but only off the back of having 4 offensive rebounds to 0. They're shooting the ball pretty well. They've gotten to the free throw line 9 times, and we've bailed them out on a couple of occasions. We're doing well at forcing turnovers, but really it's the free throws for me. We've bailed them out a number of times at the line. So I wouldn't actually say the defense has been that bad. I don't think it's this 32 points that we've conceded, not representative of our defense, because there's been a lot of shit fouls being conceded. And a lot of soft ones as well that probably in other games would not be called. We do have a foul, speaking of fouls, here on Thomas Bryant. It is Ben Simmons who was getting fouled. So this is one of the more puzzling decisions. He's playing Ben on 3 fouls at the start of the second quarter. That is baffling. Bridges? Royce, Finney-Smith, ball fake, got by the defender. The physicality, that was a wild layup. And the Nets save it. And then the Nets, through Bridges, knocked it off Robinson as he was falling out of play. It's going to be Nets ball. So a good recovery. But we've got 1.1 to shoot the ball because Finney-Smith didn't even hit the rim. Oh, good play. Bridges. He had the open look. It was actually very well set up. Couple of screens. Bridges utilized them well. Robinson the alley-oop. And the poster by Bryant for 2. And they did that a couple of times with Mark Williams in the last game. Bridges on the drive. The layup. Doesn't get the roll. Rebound Bryant. So good defense by the Heat. Looked like Bridges had an opening there. Richardson. That's an offensive foul by Bryant. The moving screen was basically escorting Mikal off the ball. Yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith never had a chance on that alley-oop a couple of possessions ago. So the Nets will look to score their first points of the second quarter through Cam Thomas, who's back in the game. He shoots from the elbow, and that is a brick. So he's been struggling early in this one. And granted, you had to cool off at some point. It was just a matter of when. Good defense by Mikal. I don't know what Royce is doing. That is just way too open. Got to be face guarding Herro there. Finney-Smith does the same thing as the previous possession with the ball fake. Thought about the mid-range. Good choice not shooting that. Royce, high screen. Finney-Smith is open and Bryant just forgot he had to play defense. Luckily, Finney-Smith missed badly. And now Herro. Screen set. Good fling pass to Robinson. Gets by Bridges. And good defense by Mikal. Good recovery. He was beaten on the initial drive. Cam Thomas. That was a terrible pass by Royce. Cam thought he was fouled. And the referees thought otherwise. Transition plays for the Heat. Herro top of the key. Drive. Runner. Got it. 7-0 run for the Heat. Or it would actually be an 8-0 run since that Ben Simmons foul at the end of the first quarter. Cam is tripped up by Robinson. And it's going to be Nets on the side. Down 10. Yeah, Robinson actually trying to... That was a football move. And not an American football move. Was actively trying to slide tackle there. All right. Ben. Pass to Finney-Smith. Can we please get rid of the ball? Royce. 3 is off. Bro. It's going to be one of those games where Royce goes 0 of 6, isn't it? Bryant. Robinson. Good defense by Simmons. Highsmith in the corner. Looking for Bryant. And Bridges read the pass. Good steal. Now Ben. Bounce pass to Royce. Good cut by Doe. Oh my god. He wanted to put Highsmith on a poster. And it's going to be a foul on Highsmith. Well played by the Nets because we had that number along the baseline. Herro tried to commit to the steal, but didn't cover the pass. Yep, that's going to be a foul always. On the follow-through, it's going to be 2 for Finney-Smith. Oh, they're actually going to challenge this call. Okay, interesting. Interesting decision. Let's have a look. The turnovers from the starters. Yep, that's where all the turnovers have arisen from. Yep. The Heat prepared for the starters and our bench is surprising them. That is, well, you couldn't summarize it much better. Without Dinwiddie, we kind of lack ball handling. Well, that is to all the people that think Dinwiddie is not important to the team. Spencer Dinwiddie's pretty handy with this with what we're doing today. I mean, we're having to run bench lineups with no... Well, we're having to run Ben Simmons with 3 fouls early in the second because we don't have anyone else. You know? Is that Royce starting? Royce did start the game today, yep. Thomas also not feeling it? Yep. I mean, given he takes a shit ton of contested jumpers, not every game is going to come with success. If Cam ain't scoring, it's over. I know Ben or Mikal ain't going to. Yep. And Royce and Finney Smith have not hit a three-pointer yet. Let's actually look at the box score. For the Heat, well, they're shooting it pretty well. 4 threes. The rebounds are good. The turnovers are the only thing keeping us in the game. However, we have not scored in 3 minutes of game time in this second quarter. You can see the shooting splits. I mean, we started at quarter time, 50% from the field. I think we've missed 8 shots. The bench has kept us in it because look at the starting lineup. This is an atrocious game by the starters. I mean, look at the plus minuses there. Amazingly, Royce O'Neal isn't... Well, he's actually the best plus minus of any starter, but he still has done stuff all. Cam Thomas is 0 of 5 as well, so that's not great. Honestly, I have no idea why JV took off Armani Brooks. The guy was on fire. He played 3 minutes and hasn't seen the light of day since. Lonnie Walker providing some good minutes. I mean, if this game is somehow close by the end of it, oh my god, they've actually called an overturn. So that poster by Finney Smith that was initially called a foul is no longer a foul, and the Heat of the ball. Don't really know how they managed that one because the follow-through had Finney Smith on the arm. It was a clean block, though. So that's probably where they got that decision from. So, Herro now looking for Robinson. He gets it to him. And the high screen by Bryant. Back out to Herro. 3 to shoot. Good defense. Great defense. They got to get it up. And the air ball by Bryant. So that's great defense. Good recovery given, well, the Heat could have really made us pay after that challenge was successful. So the Nets can cut it back to single digits, but we need to score. We have not scored a field goal in 5 minutes. And Bridges will pass it out to Royce, who goes down the middle. The push shot is off. Are you fucking kidding me? And now the Heat bounce pass to Richardson, who is open on the wing. Herro on the outside. Good ball fake. The 3 is off. We're very lucky. Ben saves it. What the fuck is he trying? He was falling out of bounds, and he just launched this half-court pass to Dorian Finney-Smith. Pretty low percentage, even for Ben's standards. And it's going to be, luckily, Nets ball, because it was deflected out of play and not stolen. Bridges. Cam. 3 on the catch. It's good, and he's on the board. Finally, we have a three-pointer from Cam Thomas. We have points from Cam Thomas, and we actually have a field goal made in this quarter. Herro tripped up, and now the Nets in transition. Cam pull up 3, well short, and I'm pretty sure he had his toe on the line. Oh, that is so... That could have gone one of 2 ways. Cam Thomas makes the 3, or he misses it, and Herro, who hadn't gotten back on defense, was, as a result, open on offense. Ben Simmons with the response off the glass, cuts it back down to 7, so... Oh, what are we doing? Oh, that is terrible pick and roll defense. How do we have all these numbers under the basket and still can't get the offensive rebound? So Thomas Bryant's going to go to the line for 2. I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith got a hand to that rebound, but Thomas Bryant just too big. And Ben Simmons has got to help out in there as well. He's got to help lay a body, or even still, he's got to, better still, he's got to jump up. Because, I mean, 2 hands for the Nets are better than 1 for the Heat, you know? Lonnie's back in the game. Royce to the bench. Jalen Wilson is into the game for the Nets. And obviously, 51st pick in the draft. This is a pretty unprecedented sighting. I don't think we expected this to happen. If you are enjoying the stream thus far, make sure to show your support in more ways than one by liking, and if you're new, subscribing. We're going to be back for Nets versus Bulls in a couple of days' time, which is, mind you, a in-season tournament game. So make sure to tune in. Bridges. Oh my God, what happened to the Heat defense there? They both committed to the roller, and Mikal Bridges was left wide open to drive that thing and score it up off the window. So we've started to get the scoreboard ticking over. The problem is they have not had Bam or Jimmy Butler on the floor for ages. So they've staggered the minutes well. Jimmy Butler is back on the court. Bryant, Robinson, good roll by Bryant. Richardson relocates to the wing and misses. So we did well to force it out of Bryant's hands. Ben now. Finney-Smith. Now Ben, who's still playing with 3 fouls. Walker on the wing. It's off. And it was online. It just didn't go down. Richardson. Picked up by Walker. Robinson. Highsmith in the corner. Bryant. On the edge of the paint. He's going to drive on Doe. Finney-Smith physical with him. Bryant scores off the window anyway. And it's back up to 9. Ben takes it into the paint and probably traveled, but we ignore that. And then Bryant is fouled, or fouls Ben Simmons. And we're going to have mass changes on the Heat's end. A number of players queuing up on the bench, ready to check back in, refreshed. Meanwhile, the Nets are having to go deep into the rotation to, well, just get a team on the floor, to be honest. So 5 on the floor for the Nets. Bridges, Royce O'Neal's back in. Simmons remains in. And that's great defense by Bam. But he just fell out of bounds. And Ben Simmons was pretty disciplined, because with those 3 fouls, he can't really do anything. Can't afford to give away some bullshit foul. And luckily for the Nets, we're going to get bailed out. Ben Simmons, Lonnie Walker, screen by Ben. Can't afford an illegal screen either. And he carried the ball. That is just excellent news, isn't it? So the turnover department we've sort of kept down. That's sort of keeping us in it, because the Heat have had 4 more turnovers than us. They're sitting at 10. Bam on the outside, picked up by Ben. Going to pass it to Robinson. And Bam rolls. The bounce pass to Butler, who's cut backdoor. Lowry's open in the corner, and the 3 is good. That is their largest lead of the game. It is 12, the margin. Royce, Walker, Bridges. Good defense by Butler. The switch. Jaquez guarding him. Bridges down the middle. Royce. Oh my God, this is dodge. Royce nearly fell over. Oh my God, Wilson, please shoot the ball. Layup. Couldn't rake it in. Or couldn't whip it round, should I say. And now the Heat. Adebayo is doubled. The kick out to Lowry. 1 more for Robinson. It's off. And the rebound by the Nets. Gang rebounding there. Royce nearly committed a fucking backcourt violation. Simmons was fouled by Jaquez. And he did walk a marathon of sorts. I thought he was going to get pinged with the travel before the foul was called. 1, 2, 3. That was 3 steps. But it's going to be free throws for Ben Simmons. Please make these. And he fucking misses the first one. 36 first half points for the Nets. And I'd love to see us in single digits by the break. Or have that single-digit deficit. Ben misses both. He comes up empty-handed. That's not really a surprise to anyone. Butler into the paint. Misses the layup. The rebound is the Nets. Well done by Royce, who wrestles it back. Please, Royce. Lonnie off the window. Good reverse. That was well maneuvered. I thought Royce was going to lose the handle, but he did well there to get it to Lonnie, who cut to the basket at the perfect time. So, if we can get some stops, I'd be pretty happy. Bam is going to back down Ben Simmons, who is on 3 fouls. Turnaround 2, and he somehow got it to go. Tough defense, but even better offense, man. Not much you can do about that. Ben going to back down Jaquez. Thomas gets into the paint. Ben blew the layup and then couldn't get his rebound. God damn it, dude. Robinson for 3. Got it. That is killer, man. 5-point swing in a matter of seconds. Oh, that does my head in. That does my head in, dude. I'm masking my anger pretty well at the moment. So, 15-point deficit. Cam into the paint. The layup off the window is well off. And the rebound secured by... Well, it wasn't secured by anyone. But that's the reason the Nets will have it after the timeout from the side. It's going to be, well, deemed off the Heat. And yeah, it's going to be Nets ball. But this has not been a great watch. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the chat messages. The starting lineup also just doesn't work. DFS is way too small to play the center role. Well, believe it or not, the small ball lineup has actually been a treat in the first 3 games of the season. It's just this game because they've got Bam Adebayo and things are a little bit different. Because the first 3 teams we've played haven't really had a center. I mean, the Cavs with Mobley, the Mavericks with Dwight Powell, Grant Williams, Maxi Kleber, Derek Lively. And then obviously Charlotte with Mark Williams, but they barely played him as well. And barely utilized him, so we weren't really cooked or exposed. I miss Clax. Yep. Now we're all coming crawling back to Clax. Are we pushing the pace to our own detriment? Potentially? I wouldn't say that, to be honest. It's just a really tough one. It's just we don't have enough shot creators. This is a kind of game where the offense, I mean, expectedly is suffering. And this is sort of like we thought there were going to be games like this throughout the season. And the Heat are a good defensive team, so they're going to expose that a little bit more and amplify the issue. Defensively haven't been hideous, but scoring 38.5 is really going to hurt you on the defensive side of the ball. I would have just put Simmons on the center spot but with 3 fouls. That's not going to happen. Well, believe it or not, that's actually what we're doing right now, which is a very bold move. JV doesn't really adjust play styles. Yeah, he is a little bit hell-bent on his ways, I think. Is Harry Giles with the team now or not? Because he was kind of good as a backup in the preseason. I think they may actually need to test it. They may actually need to test the waters because I'm not willing to just see what's going to happen if Bam Adebayo goes out and scores 30 and has 15 rebounds. I'm not willing to see that. So yeah, if you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe as well. We're going to be back for Nets Bulls, so if you want to stay notified for the next watch party, you know when it's going to happen, what time it's going to happen, all the same shit. How did Cam Thomas just fall over there and not have a foul? That's a fucking joke, man. We had 1 whole minute to draw up a play and we end up fucking turning it over. That is one of my pet peeves. I've got a lot of pet peeves, but that is the epitome of one of them. when you have a full timeout and draw up rubbish. That's happened quite a few times this season. Lonnie Walker nearly got the steal. The Heat save it. Lowry. Jaquez shoots over Wilson. The three is off. And he seems like the only guy who's really letting us off because he hasn't made one of his 6 shots in this game. Walker just lost the ball. Oh my God. Herro, the drive and the layup. Is that a block? Well done by Wilson. I mean, we looked absolutely cooked on that defensive possession, but Wilson, as the last line of defense, did well. So, Lowry going to trigger the inbound. Oh my God. We are so lucky for the second consecutive defensive possession. We get let off. From that inbounds, the pass was a little bit wayward. God damn, we are 4 of 18 in this second quarter. 4 field goals in the second. That is hideous. Cross-court pass by Royce to Cam. Well defended. He's doubled. Lonnie Walker now. Royce going to drive. And that pass is to absolutely no one. The Heat are getting absolutely everything they want. Jaquez had to try save it because the Heat fucked up the pass. And now it's a 4-on-3. Cross-court pass to Cam Thomas. We needed to exploit that a little bit better. The block on Cam Thomas. And then Jaquez hustles a little bit more. Then a turnover to Lonnie Walker. By Lonnie Walker. What the hell's going on here? Cam Thomas wide open for 3. It rims out. Walker the rebound is fouled. Oh my goodness. It is all over the joint. And Lonnie Walker is absolutely gassed. I mean, he was the guy that got us the steal. Cam Thomas was wide open for 15 years. And then Lonnie Walker was also the guy who got the offensive rebound and drew the foul. Goodness gracious me. Can't actually breathe, honestly. Whew. And then Dayron with the putback as well after the foul was called. He still couldn't make the shot. So, Armani Brooks back in. Wilson to the bench. And this has been a long time coming because Armani Brooks has 8 points off the bench in 3 minutes. Why did JV bench him? I have no idea why. In a quarter where we're 4 of 18 from the field, make it about 4 of 20, we should be having players that can score 8 in 3 minutes on the floor. Herro to Bam. Now to Herro. Went under the screen. Herro was open. Another 3-pointer. Come on, dude. It's the same fucking shit every single defensive possession. Cam Thomas looking for Armani Brooks, but they are tightly guarding him, except for there. He's wide open again, and he knocks down the 3. He is the only guy that has seemed to rock up on offense in the actual field of play. Butler the drive on Royce. Layup, good defense, and Royce blocks the shot. In transition now, we've got to push the pace. Oh, fucking hell, this slow offense is shitting me. Royce. Oh my God, what the fucking hell? How did he make that? One-man offense by Royce O'Neal. He handled the rock, and he shot a deep-ass 3 and somehow made the shot. So it's back down to 10 points. And we could actually cut the deficit to single digits going into the half, amazingly enough. Herro. Pass. Lowry. Oh my God. Jaquez corner 3. Badly off. Get the board, please. And we don't get it. What a fucking surprise. Bam in the mid-range. It's off. Dayron with the board. Shoot it. Oh. It's off. And that is the half. That is the half, ladies and gents. And amazingly enough, it is only 10 points. Only 10 points the deficit. It is not an unassailable lead. But we have got a fuck ton of work to do in the second half because that is just not going to cut it. Let's have a look. Our whole team got Jaylen Brown type handling. 100%, mate. 100%. Heated defending awesome. They are. Indeed. They are forcing us into tough shots. just, well, just really bad situations. We're getting trapped. We're forced into rushing, that sort of thing. And obviously with that comes a little bit of panic. And with panic, well, you know, usually the results aren't that good. Bro, why the hell are you a Nets fan and Everton fan? Why though? I know it's probably the most random pairing of all time, but I mean, it's so bad how I end up with the poverty franchises. 4-4 for Brooks. Yeah, that's probably the most remarkable stat. Brooks and Jacquez, only reason we still have a chance. Yep. We need to stop the sloppiness. That's another thing. Not a fan of of Coach Vaughan's shenanigans. That being said, we are missing Claxton, Johnson, and Dinwiddie, who were all starters in game 1. So that's more than half our freaking starting lineup. We're having to play Jalen Wilson and Armani Brooks out 2 ways. So I'm not going to blame Vaughn if we lose this because our shooting is suffering because we don't have the adequate amount of help. The other issue is Cam Thomas, who has averaged 33 in the first, well, how many games? 3 games of the season, was averaging 33 points. He is not looking too good in the box score. And I'm pretty scared to see what the record is, or what's on the record. Let's have a look. Putting your hottest guy on the bench is crazy. That is one decision I can't get behind. We were like 4 of 20 at one point in the second quarter. And Armani Brooks, who had scored 8 points in 3 minutes, is on the bench. I mean, if you've got these players and you're having to deal with 2-way players in your rotation, and they're performing, play them. Cam is not feeling it, but wouldn't surprise me if he drops 15 and a quarter. If he drops 15 and a quarter, we very much could be in front at 3/4 time, or by the end of the game. Hopefully Cam does better with Mikal and Finney-Smith in the second half. I do have a very interesting stat surrounding a select pairing. Let me just find it. When Cam Thomas, Lonnie Walker, and Ben Simmons have shared the floor, 24 minutes, this was before today. Granted, I think there's a few more than 24 minutes now. The Nets have a ridiculous 153 offensive rating. That is an absurd number. Absurd number. Another interesting thing, Cam Thomas is averaging 1 turnover a game, despite having a 32% usage rate, which is 9th in the NBA. Every other player who is in the top 10 in usage is averaging anywhere between 2.5 and 4 turnovers. Let's have a look now and see what that figure looks like. Oh my goodness, Cam Thomas. 1 of 10. Shit. 1 of 10. I knew it was bad. I was foreshadowing. I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. And he's also got 1 assist in 18 minutes. So he's played the second most minutes. Wow. We have 3 players in double figures. 2 of them, well, there are 2 leading scorers and they're both on the bench. Lonnie Walker's been to the free throw line 7 times. Fair play. Armani Brooks has not missed. He has played 4 minutes. And he is the second leading scorer on this team. How nuts is that? 10 points to Bridges. 4 of 9 shooting isn't the most effective. At least it's nowhere near as effective as he was the other day. But in a game like this, I would take 4 of 9 shooting, given I'm seeing Cam Thomas shooting 1 of 10. My God. So that is what we're dealing with here. We're shooting it like shit. The 3-pointers aren't too bad. 37% from 3. It was worse. It was like 4 of 13. But luckily, we've sort of wrestled back momentum in that regard. We've made 3 of our last 6 with a fair bit of shot creation. The turnover number needs to go down. It was at 4 at quarter time. It's actually gone up as opposed to going down, which is obviously not a preferable thing. Free throws, probably want a few more of those. I mean, especially from the starting lineup, because that starting lineup output is not going to cut it at NBA level. The fact we've gotten only... How many points have we gotten? We've gotten 21 points from our starters and 25 from our bench, who have barely played. I mean, look at the minute split. How on earth has this team got less points from their starters than their bench? Especially when we're this depleted as well. Cam Thomas, I mean, I can appreciate the 3 steals and 1 block, but I most definitely cannot appreciate the 1 of 10 shooting. And there's been a lot of makes in there by Cam's standards. There's a lot of capable makes, should I say, by Cam's standards. So it's pretty disappointing that he hasn't really delivered. I mean, out of positives in this first half, we're only down 10. Our bench has kept us in this game, so if we need to call on them, I trust them far more than the starting 5. And we've also got 9 steals and 3 blocks. That's not bad in terms of defense. It is a miracle we're only down 10, by the way. Let's have a look at the Heat. The Heats are getting, well, some good production from their shooting guard, Tyler Herro. He's shooting 6 of 10. He was like, I don't think he'd done anything at quarter time, but he scored like 13 in the second quarter, even though the Heat have actually only scored 24. Pretty baffling they only scored 24 in the second when we were in a shooting slump. Jacques is 0 of 7, so, I mean, if it's any consolation for Cam shooting 1 of 10, they've got someone shooting 0 of 7. Their bench, they've got an 8 from Bryant, and their starting unit, well, the difference is that they are getting far more service from their important players than we are. I mean, granted, our important players are worse than theirs because ours are out. That being said, you know, we need more. We need to see more because those 3 are really carrying them through this. And it's important because they're a huge part of their rotation today. In terms of how they're shooting the ball, they're actually not shooting it much better than us. We've actually made the same amount of threes, and we've had the same amount of free throws. We've made 2 less, and probably because Ben Simmons missed both of his. The turnover count, that's something that we struggled to do in the first 3 games. Forced turnovers. We've forced 12. That is what's keeping us in this game. The fact that we've been able to force turnovers on the regular. The problem is the rebound number. That would be in part due to the amount of misses we've had, but they've also got 6 offensive rebounds, so they're winning that department plus 8. And you know what's also really interesting? Even though we're getting out rebounded by 8, and we've forced, 12 turnovers, we've actually shot the same amount of shots as the Heat, and we've made 4 less. That's where the difference is right now. So, for us, it's the turnovers, it's the shot creation. It's really that simple. It's the shots. We're not getting the quality shots, and that's in part due to the play calling. It hasn't been really that optimal and suitable for players who can't really shot create. There hasn't been nearly as much ball movement as we need. We've only had 11 assists on 16 made field goals. That's not too bad of a conversion, but you want to be making more than 16 field goals. For the Heat, I mean, they've made more shots, still turning the ball over and really contagious to that, but it's really the shots. That is it. And the fact that they have more firepower, that's what's getting them over the line at the moment. And their defense has been far more disciplined. The good thing is, in the first quarter, we said that the free throws, they were getting bailed out way too much. They've only had 2 free throws in the second quarter, so that is always a positive. So yeah. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support and drop a like and also subscribe as well. We're going to be back for Nets Bulls, so if you want to tune in, you know when I'm live next. And also, we have a donation button. So if you do want to donate, I'm actually looking at, with the earnings, when the time comes, buying an upgraded mic. That is probably going to be my number one investment. So if you want to help contribute to that, that'd be nice. But obviously not an obligation. So we will be getting ready for the third quarter action in just a moment. It's sort of, well, it's pretty staggering that I'm talking about the Nets being in this game, because they've been pretty trash. Let's have a look. I think we will pick it up after the half. I mean, granted, we couldn't have been much worse. I will say that. Now, time to check my fantasy scores. Okay. Well, that's not great. Giannis is stinking it up. Bam Adebayo's got 40 at halftime. Shaedon Sharp's playing well. It's a pity that I've got about 8 injuries already. I've already got Cam Johnson injured, Claxton injured, Duran injured, which I just picked him up. Tari Eason injured. Anthony Simons injured. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 injuries. And it was actually more yesterday. So, could be worse. Let's have a look around the grounds as well. Pistons up 6. The Bucks are losing to the Raps. That's intriguing. Giannis has only taken 7 shots. I don't really know what's going on there. Malik Beasley is leading their scoring, so the Raptors are doing something right. Wow, Schroeder's got 17 and 11 in 24 minutes. That's a staggering stat, honestly. Shooting the ball well. Can't ask for much more from your point guard. The Celtics beating Indy. They've got no Halliburton, so that's probably expected. Indy have started pretty well this year. Tatum's got 21. What other games? Hawks beating Washington. Jordan Poole has taken 12 shots. Okay. Atlanta got 41 out of DeJounte Murray as well. The other day, they've got 18 out of him today. The Thunder are starting Jordan Hawkins, first round pick. He's leading the scoring for them. Chet Holmgren is stuffing the stat sheet. He's already got 12 and 7, a steal and 2 blocks. And Josh Giddey's got 13 and 8, so he could be in for a big one as well. A lot of games going on. The Rockets, who have not won yet, are beating Charlotte. Rockets have got 13 from Van Vliet. The Bulls and the Mavs have just started as well. And Minnesota are beating Denver, who have got 15 and 6 out of Jokic already. And for the Wolves, they've got Cat scoring 15. So, here we go. Third quarter's about to get underway. Seriously, it could not get much worse than the first half. So, the fact we're only down 10 and still in with a shot to win this game is probably one of the more baffling things to, come out of today's match. So, do we think the Nets get this one done? I'm not 100% sure. Okay. All right. Come on, Nets. Come on, Nets. We've had 3 straight games with 20 fast break points, and we've already got 14 fast break points tonight. So we could be on track for 4 straight fast break games since The first time since 2003. So a 20-season record being set if we can get 6 more fast break points. Cam Thomas was off on the first shot of the second half. So that means we are seeing him have shot 1 of 11. Lonnie Walker is starting the second half. That's a 3-pointer by, who was that? I don't even know. Kyle Lowry. So who's not starting here? Because Lonnie didn't start the game. Who was the small forward? Bridges. Why is Bridges not playing? Good cut by Royce. Thomas. Lonnie. 1-on-1 with Butler. 3 over the top. Bad miss. Rebound Jaquez. Where is Bridges? Oh my god. Herro easy layup. Where is Bridges? We already have a timeout. Well, I just said I didn't think it could get much worse. I don't know where Mikal Bridges is. Why did it take me so long to realize that Bridges is out? Alright. Mikal, let's see what his status is. He has to be out. If he's not playing, he's out. Go to the reliable Twitter sources. There's absolutely no mention. Where is your boy? Mikal Bridges. Is he just injured, or what's the deal here? I've got absolutely no evidence of him being out. Where is Mikal? I didn't see a problem with Mikal. Think JV might have given up already. Resting for the last quarter. Either this may be just some absolutely psychopathic shit. I don't even think that's the right word, but if he's just benched Mikal to like stagger minutes, that is one of the most random decisions I've ever seen. Random out of pocket decisions. So Mikal's just on the bench now. That's all I'm seeing, but I don't actually know what's going on. And, well, I want to see what's going on here with Mikal. We can't be serious if we're not playing Mikal. If that guy's injured. Oh, God. I can't actually believe this. If we're playing a lineup with... I mean... If you wanted Cam Thomas to ball out and score 30 and give him all the minutes he wants, all these Cam Thomas stands, you're getting your wish now, because he is well and truly the only man who's capable of playing offense or shot creating. Mikal is on the bench, but he's not out of uniform. That shot is blocked by Jaquez. Never mind, it's a foul. It's going to be 2 shots for Lonnie Walker. What the hell is going on here? Okay, so he was getting checked in the rib cage area. So he's going to be okay, but he's just not starting the second half. This is a weird rotation. Lonnie Walker misses another free throw, man. So he's 7 of 9. So Mikal should be okay. Lowry. Butler throws up a rash shot after the alley-oop attempt was also rash. Simmons leaves it for Walker. Driving kick. Thomas was open. Had to take a dribble to regather it, and he scores the three-pointer, top of the key. It is now an 11-point deficit. Lonnie Walker with the dime. And he's actually been a proven facilitator in this net system. Herro responds with the 2. We got no answers for Tyler Herro here. He's absolutely cooking. Simmons. Lonnie. Gonna drive on Jaquez. The layup is off again. And we're trying to attack the rookie. Herro gonna drive on Cam Thomas. Bam, gonna back down Ben. That's way too easy as well. You can't be letting him shoot fadeaway 2s. Bam Adebayo's just proven at making those. Here's Thomas. Guarded by Herro. The drive and kick to Royce. Weaves through. Good kick out to Finney Smith for 3. It's good. And we're going to need to keep the scoreboard ticking, obviously, if we're to stay in this game. Got to start getting some stops, though. Herro picks up his dribble. Kick out to Jaquez. The ball fake. Picks up his dribble. Lowry's wide open. Cam Thomas let him shoot that. Got to be better on the defensive end. Quick early offense by the Nets. Walker to Simmons. Back to Lonnie. He's going to drive through. He lost the ball. And another turnover. And that's just more disruption by the Heat right there. Not much you can do about that. It's a smart defensive scheme the Heat are playing, and they're playing more disciplined as well. That's really contributing to the success there. Jaquez. Cut by Lowry, and it's called a kickball, even though I'm pretty sure it hit, well, Finney Smith or Cam Thomas on the upper leg. Which, like, at which point wouldn't it be considered hit off the torso? I don't know. Herro weaves through. Good defense by Finney Smith, but where's the fucking box out? Ben Simmons going to drive and spin. He lost the ball. He got it back. See, the difference in defensive intensity is so clear. Cam Thomas into the paint. Tough layup through contact, and there's no fucking foul. And it's a 5-on-3 because Ben Simmons is also caught napping. Adebayo the spin. Shoots a 2 over Royce. And we're very lucky to have forced the miss there, because that was more relaxed defensive coverage. Bridges out to Finney Smith. The drive, the turnaround mid-range, gets the roll, and it's a 2 for DFS. 12-point game. So we are just hanging around. It is not convincing how we're playing. Butler for 3, that's off. The rebound by Royce. We're going to push the pace again, are we? Royce gets it to Cam. Bridges in the corner. No hesitation on the 3. Strong rebound, Bam Adebayo. Butler down the middle. Herro's open again. We collapse the defense. Herro's off. Get the board. How do the Heat get that rebound? Jaquez, mid-range is off. The rebound by Bridges. And we're going to push the pace. Gets it over the top. Finney Smith the layup. It's down to 10. And are we going to get a timeout? Nope. I thought I heard a whistle. And then Royce knocks it out of play off the inbounds. But it is going to be still Heat ball, because of that deflection out of play. So the Nets staying in touch. 11 apiece in this quarter. Herro out to Lowry. And now Bam picked up by Ben in the low post. Bam gets to his spot, shoots the short pop. It rims out, and we have a foul. And I don't know if it's under the basket or on the shot. I think it's on the shot. Which is also fucking annoying because we had forced the miss on Bam. But whoever is on Jimmy Butler, which at this point I think is Royce O'Neal, he's got to be way better physically. Because he's been really, really relaxed in terms of boxing out Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's been far more physical. Like, Royce O'Neal, what is Ben Simmons doing? Oh, for fuck's sake, Ben to the locker room now. This is just great, isn't it? Can't make this shit up. Dayron's on the court. So Dayron playing the 5, and he could either be an absolute revelation for the Nets, or he could rack up 5 fouls in about 6 minutes. So Cam Thomas, one-on-one with Butler. Royce, they're looking for Dayron under the basket, who's isolated with Herro on him. Dayron, the push shot, has got to be more physical. It's going to be a foul on Jaquez. It's going to be free throws for Dayron Sharp. He's got to be a little bit more like... I reckon he's got to put the ball on the floor and actually back down Jaquez because he's got the size on him. So 2 shots for Dayron here. And he bricks the first one. What a surprise. I don't know what Ben's gone down to the locker room for. He seemed okay. Jay Rich is in for the Heat. Highsmith also checks in. Jaquez to the bench. And same goes for Tyler Herro, which I think Nets fans are probably happy about because he's been cooking. A little bit less so in this second half. Dayron makes the second. It is an 11-point game. Richardson picked up by Thomas. Butler picked up by Finney-Smith. The switch. Highsmith on the wing. Back to Butler. Down the middle. Excellent spin. And the help defense was late by Dayron Sharp. It's another 2. Cam Thomas. Body bump. Finney-Smith in the corner. Pass to the corner for Bridges. It's a miss. And a rebound for the Heat. Highsmith. Richardson. Butler. Gonna drive on Dayron. Stays with him. How is that a foul? It's almost like Butler made noise and got the foul call on the back of making noise. I think that was pretty good defense by Dayron Sharp there. Maybe Cam Thomas was pinged with the foul. And Butler bricks the first one. So these will be the 14th and 15th shots at the line for the Heat. So changes for the Nets. Armani Brooks is in for O'Neal. That is a move I fully endorse. It's going to be interesting to see who picks up Butler now. Second free throw is good. And it's back up to 14. So Nets got to ensure that this one doesn't get away. Bridges remains in. Cam Thomas. Mikal. Going to take it himself. Into the paint. The kick out to Thomas. Into the paint. Push shot is good. And I think that's going to be the play for Cam Thomas. He's been kept out of that 10-foot region where he scores a ton of buckets. But that score there was pretty key. Are you... Highsmith from the outside, top of the key, 5 feet behind the line. That's never happening. Oh, well done by the Nets. Good ball movement. That has to go down. And it does. He got the bounce. Dorian Finney-Smith from the outside. It was a good extra feed by Dayron, who forced the defense to collapse with a good cut to the basket, sensing the mismatch. Lowry, That's drop coverage. Lucky. And now the Nets can cut it to 9 or 10. Oh, that pass is rubbish. And then we're napping again. And Butler waits for the defense to come, overcommit. And he scores the easy uncontested 2 after a turnover. That pass was never on. I don't understand why you would attempt that. Here's Dayron. Good move. And he got the roll as well. That's strong by Dayron Sharp. Doing well there to get it to Dayron in the post. Showed a bit of that last game. Bam's going to back down Dayron. Good defense. Forces the miss. Let's go, Mikal. Push it. Cam. Drive down the middle. Lost the ball. And it's going to be Nets on the baseline. So Watford's going to check in now. Ben Simmons is back on the bench. So it looks like we're okay in that regard as well. Doe to the bench. 3:16 to play in this third quarter. Thomas Bryant comes into the game. Bam will go to the bench. So that leaves Jimmy Butler in the game as, well, one of the 3 main players for the Heat. Dayron got rid of Bryant and the nice rim grazer. Well done, Dayron. Strong take. Butler. Illegal screen. Thomas Bryant, that's his second of the game, I do believe. And we're going to get a timeout at the 2:59 mark of the third quarter. And the Nets can get it back to single digits. Every time we get to this point, we give something away. But let's have a look at the box score and see where things have sort of changed a little bit in our favor. Even though it's been even Stevens in this third quarter. 21 points apiece, but you can see a little bit more output from the starting lineup. Dorian Finney-Smith, who had not scored a point at quarter time and at halftime, has scored 10 in the third quarter. So he's been pretty key. Dayron Sharp's come into the game. He had a pretty limited stint in the first half, but, come in this third quarter and he's scored 5 points. He's gotten the rebounds. He's gotten an assist. He's played a bit of defense on the centers. And he's been pretty aggressive in the offensive, side of things. He's been wanting the basketball. He's been demanding it. And the Nets players have been feeding it to him. So that's always a plus. So yeah. Cam Thomas has also scored a little bit in this third quarter. I mean, granted, at halftime, it was looking a bit dodgy. He was 1 of 10 at the half. So consider 2 of 5 in the third quarter an improvement. But yeah. 13 for Lonnie off the bench. He's been a little bit turnover prone, but he's been pretty good in terms of that offensive side of things and facilitating. Armani Brooks has been pretty good with 11 in limited action in his first game of the year in a Nets uniform for something that actually matters. And the turnover count has been pretty low in this quarter. For the Heat, they're still getting points from their big 3, I guess you could say, but at a little bit lesser of a rate. The free throw number remains pretty even with us. We've had 2 less shots than the Heat, and the threes we've made 1 more. Turnovers, we've only forced 1, so we've dropped off in that area. And the rebounds, well, that's sitting at a plus 10 for the Heat now. So, yeah. But amazingly enough, we still remain in the game. So don't even ask me how this has happened. I will look at the chat at 3/4 time. So yeah, that's the situation for now. All right. So we got a little bit of momentum here. And I'm a fan. So the Nets will have the ball after the timeout. Opportunity to cut it to 7 or 8. And this bench has been better than the starting 5, if I'm being awfully honest. Watford's going to handle the rock as a point forward. It's going to look for Mikal. Mikal actually runs away. Armani Brooks takes a dribble, hands it off to Watford, gets into the paint, shoots through the contact of Robinson. It's going to be 2 shots for Watford. A foul called. And that is not a bad set out of the timeout, giving Watford the reign. So 2 shots. I remember there was one preseason game where he had like 7 free throws to contribute to his 10 points. So he's got a knack of getting to the free throw line, probably for that awkwardness of having to match up against him. He makes both. Obviously, being a point forward, it's like, do you put a smaller or a taller player, or do you put your weakest defender on him? It's a really tough one to juggle. So the Heat now, Bryant on the outside, picked up by Sharp. Decent defense. Robinson going to drive. The pass is dodgy. Highsmith going to drive. High off the window, it's off. Armani Brooks in transition. Cam Thomas remains in with Mikal Bridges and the bench unit. Thomas, high screen Dayron, the drive, the shot, and the score. The hang time. Oh, actually, fuck off. Seriously, dude. A fucking technical. As if. Bro, that is a joke. Technical fouls, bro. These refs have egos, man. Actually, fuck off. Does my head in these technicals, man. And it's not just because we got it against us. Every single fucking time you say a word, he barely did anything, man. He just stuck out his arm and said, "You've hit me on the arm. And you've blown the whistle." What a joke. So 7 points the margin with that made technical free throw. It's going to be a foul on the floor. Herro's back in the game. So Butler's on the bench. Herro's back in the game. That is clearly a foul. Robinson had his arm rested on Cam's elbow. It's a joke. Robinson, the moving 3. That's off. Get the board. Thank you. Good gang rebounding. Watford with the ball in his hands now. He's going to move it quickly. Get it to Cam Thomas. He's going to drive on Robinson. And we have a foul. So last possession, he wasn't getting his way with that whistle. But this possession, once again isolated on Robinson, exploits that matchup. And it's going to be 2 free throws. That's just the smart play because Robinson is not looking comfortable having to pick up CT. So 78-71 the score, and that is good on the first. If you are enjoying the stream, you know what to do. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe as well. We're back for Nets Bulls in a few days' time. And there is a donation button if you want to be super generous as well. Yeah. So Cam makes both. It is all of a sudden down to a 5-point deficit. Herro, baseline jumper, knew it was off, missed it. And Dayron, oh my god, that was really unconvincing, but he did well to secure the rebound. And now Thomas, high screen Dayron. Cam Thomas will roll it back out and slow things down. 1-2 with Armani Brooks. Cam down the middle. That's a miss. How do we not get the rebound? And now the Heat, 4-on-2. Herro, down the middle, picks up his dribble. Had nowhere to go. Robinson, oh, he got by Dayron way too easily and the 2 off the window. Dayron has pretty dodgy lateral quickness, and it was fully on show there. That's what a fast break possession can do. Bridges off the window for 2. Quick offense. And, I mean, basically playing the Heat at their own game from the last possession. Heat never really set up fully, and the Nets proving the beneficiary. Herro. Screen Bryant. Why is Josh Richardson wide open? He missed it though. Strong rebound by Armani Brooks. and we can hold, as we've done many times this season. Are you fucking joking, CT? What the fuck is he doing? He's double dribbled. Oh my god, that is a stinker. We didn't even get it past halfway. Not on the same page. Cam's turned it over. He wanted to pass it to Watford. Watford wasn't looking, and then he had to go grab his own ball because otherwise Richardson's, well, stealing it. So the Heat can hold for one, and we could have cut it to a single possession. Instead, we're hoping that we don't let the Heat get it out to 3. So Herro one-on-one with Finney-Smith. Corner 3 for Richardson. That is the same level. That is the same level as the Mavericks 3-pointer. Literally at the exact same stage of the game, Cam Thomas fouled on a 3 with about 1 second left. In this scenario, we should have been going into the break at least down 2 possessions. Maybe down 1. We're down 8. Does my head in that we've conceded a 3 when they shouldn't have even fucking brought the ball up. This shit is gonna do my head in. When we talk about the comparison to the 2018-19 team, this is why. Because they did a bunch of shit that would irk you. Where's Dinwiddie? He is injured. Oh, fucking hell. All right, well, let's have a look at the box score. Let's just have a look at the box score. All right, that's what we're dealing with. Not too much has changed since we last looked at it. The turnovers, though, for the Nets, I mean, 13's not too bad, given it was 10 at the half. The free throws have gone up drastically. The good thing is Cam Thomas has started to score, and it is no coincidence we're sort of in the game because of that. But we're going to need to see more from him, from Mikal. The output from Dorian Finney-Smith is pretty admirable in that third quarter. Day'Ron Sharpe's been good off the bench. No Ben Simmons, though, recently. I don't really know what's happened to him as well. He went down to the locker room. He came back and re-emerged, but hasn't seen minutes at the back end of the quarter. He's sitting on 4 fouls as well. He's the only man in foul trouble for the Nets. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with at the moment. 1 quarter to play. This is going to be another close game, isn't it? I can already sense that we're going to get back into this game and we're going to get utterly... Well, I was going to say we're going to get utterly embarrassed. I wouldn't say it's an embarrassment if we lose by 2, but I can just sense, some form of... there's going to be something. There's going to be something that happens in this game, which is just going to be the ultimate swing of momentum that we can't afford. That's so killer because we should be down like 3, but I got to say, stop saying we should be down because we are down by 8. That is a tough 3 by Robinson. That's good defense by Watford. It seems like the defensive intensity's lifted a little bit. The closeout's much better. Brooks from way downtown. He got it again! Who is this guy? He hasn't missed. The guy's got fucking, 13 points? This is amazing. Herro the driving kick. Highsmith is open. What the fuck is Royce doing? Had absolutely no bearing. No, Royce isn't even... Yeah, Royce is on the floor. What the fuck is he doing? Had no impact on the defensive play. Oh my god. Heat check. What are you doing? Don't shoot that, Armani. That's his first miss of the game. Herro. It was worth a shot, though, I guess. Robinson. Herro. The drive. He bounced it off his foot, and it is a turnover. Let's go. Alrighty. I think Armani Brooks is actually leading our scoring. How ridiculous is that? Oh my god. Oh, that is very, very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. I don't know where the foul is. I actually don't know what the ref has called a foul for there. This is in favor of the Nets and not the Heat. Nearly another turnover based on one of those predictable passes. I'm actually amazed that he isn't teed up Spoelstra there. Okay. We've lost the point. I don't know where the point's been lost. Walker picks up his dribble. Brooks again! How is this guy this good? What's he doing in the G League? On a two-way contract. He's hit 5 threes. Herro. Oh my god, Highsmith is open again. The 3 is off. The rebound by Watford. Push the pace. Drive. Into the paint. Layup is good. And we have a timeout. It's a 3-point game. Let's get this bread. Whoo! Hold on a second. If you are enjoying this stream, you know what to do. Make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe. But what the fuck is going on? Armani Brooks has never played a game in a Nets uniform. He has never played a game in a Nets uniform. This is his first game of the season. He has played 12 minutes. He has scored 5 threes, missed 1 of his 7 shots, and is leading the team in scoring. He has the 3rd least minutes out of any player who's played today. And he's leading the team in scoring. He is a plus 23 plus minus score. That's fucked. How has he done this? How? I mean, would it be stupid to say he needs to play down the stretch? Because that guy is cooking. And they call him Sniper Brooks. I think that's his Twitter handle. Mate, you got to give this guy a run. He's scored more threes than nearly every other player combined. He's scored 5. We've scored 12 as a team. And he hasn't done much else, but he has been bloody valuable nonetheless. 17 points and plus 23 in a game we're down 3. That's talking about a really important player in your performance. Dare I say we're coming back? We are. Watch JV take Brooks out. I actually would say that it's probably in the script. I think it's in the script, honestly. Feel like when Cam came off the bench. It is one of those scoring explosions that is pretty unprecedented. I mean, I expect the Armani Brooks Stan accounts to start rolling in because this is actually a joke. This is a joke. How has he done this, dude? I'm incredibly surprised. He's outscoring Jimmy Butler, dude. What the fuck? I'm baffled, mate. I am baffled. So he's still in the game. He's still in the game, ladies and gents. All is not lost. This bench unit is getting it done. Watford, Walker, Royce O'Neal, God forbid. Ben Simmons playing the 5. Here is Bam. Oh my god. Watford helps double. How is that a foul? No way! No fucking shot. No shot. His arms are... Bam's acting like he's been hit in the head. Watford's holding his arms up like this. That's a joke. Also, we've set a streak 4 games in a row with 20 or more fast break points. The last time that happened, 2003. Bam is doubled. Watford knocks it away. They've lost the ball. Ben, corner. Walker's open. Got it! Woo! We're back in the game, ladies and gents. And all of a sudden, the spirits are up. Herro. 3 is off. Rebound, Watford. Ben wants it. He got it. Oh my God, he tried to do it all in one motion. If he just broke it down into 2 separate parts, we would have been okay. Oh my goodness. They nearly had the offensive board. What is Ben doing? Oh my God, Ben. The block after the turnover. What is going on? Royce the drive and kick. Watford the 3 in the corner. It's good. Whoa. What the fuck is going on? Ben Simmons with the most ridiculous 4-possession sequence I've ever seen. We trailed by as much as 16. We're now in front by 3. Bam! Could have easily been another steal for the Nets. But this team is playing hard. And it's the bench. It's the bench. So, Ben got the rebound after blowing the layup on the other end, turned it over. Herro scores the mid-range to cut it to 1. He turned it over, then he got the chase down block, and then obviously the 3 on the other end. Crazy shit. Ben, don't turn it over. He gets it to Lonnie Walker with a safe pass. Now the screen and the switch, and we have an offensive foul. That is just fucking amazing. And Lonnie Walker knocked down the 3 after the whistle had been blown. So what could have been? That's 5 Ben Simmons fouls, I do believe. And that means, yeah, he's playing on 5 fouls. They have not sent him to the bench. Dayron didn't do a bad job when he was in, so interesting to hold him in. Ben knocked over by Bam. Strong take to the basket, and he scores for 2. The Heat have the lead back. Quick response, Royce. Yes, sir! Rolls Royce with a 3. 7:30 to play. To 92-90. Ben picking up Bam at the logo. The defensive intensity is what has gotten us back into this game. And we're seeing the effects on offense with all those fast break points we be getting. Herro trying to shake off Brooks. Tough moving mid-range. It's off. And we live with those. Oh my fucking God, Ben! The pass was on. Why is the clock still moving? He's launched another one of those full court passes, the Ben special, and he sent it about 15 feet over the top of Brooks. So, it could have actually been a 2-possession game. It was the right idea, but the execution well and truly off the mark. So, getting ready to check in is Dorian Finney-Smith. We've got to cut out on the turnovers. That's going to cost us in the end if we're not getting a stranglehold in that area. Robinson, good defense. Kick out. Richardson, picked up by Watford. Layup. He blew it. Oh my God, Bam sawed out of nowhere to snatch it out of the hands of Ben on the glass, but the net's secure anyway. Oh, that was really dodgy. We're going to get a timeout. That was really dodgy. I like the timeout by JV just to settle the troops down because it's been a little bit hectic the last few minutes. and Ben Simmons is also on 5 fouls. So I feel like there needs to be some instructions being said there. But this game is well and truly hanging in the balance. I know this isn't about the Nets team, but congrats to KD on hitting 27k points. It's an incredible feat, I will say that. I'm worried Ben fouls out. Yeah, I mean, Ben's been pretty good, but he's also been bloody questionable at the same time. That sequence before was crazy enough. Like, all he needed to do was just break the layup attempt. It was an alley-oop. All he needed to do was just grab it and hold on to it as he landed, then go up, because the Heat player had just bypassed the play completely. He tried to do it all in one, and then on the other end, nearly doesn't box out, and the Miami Heat would have benefited from that. Then Ben Simmons turns it over after he gets that rebound, and then is able to get the chase down block as a recovery, which leads to a three-pointer. So it's all over the joint, but this is the story of the game. The bench unit has well and truly spearheaded this comeback. I mean, our two top scorers have come from the bench. I'm pretty sure the bench actually is outscoring the starting lineup. Let's do the math. 25 plus 4 is 29, plus 16 is 45. The bench, 33 plus 14 is 47. We've gotten more points from the bench. Hitting threes at a great rate, and that's thanks to Armani Brooks. Royce O'Neal has decided to start hitting shots. And Lonnie Walker's, done bits recently. But the talking point is Armani Brooks, plus 28 in 15 minutes with 5 threes in that. I mean, the whole bench, their plus minuses are through the roof. And for the Heat, well, they've got Herro top scoring as the high man. We don't have time to look at the Heat's box score, though, because we're about to return at the 6:28 mark, with the Nets bringing it in from the side up 2. This could actually be a matter of just running the bench nearly the whole way through. Who would I bring back in? Probably Bridges and Cam. I'm not willing to stop. Like, players like Watford, Ben, Lonnie, even Armani Brooks are the way to go. Watford faked the handoff, missed the push shot, got his own miss, and scores for 2 off the glass. I forgot what to say there. All right. So now the offense be rolling, and the defense is lifted. So, if anything, I think this is our game to lose. Bam has to pick it up right in the corner. So we've pushed him to the outside. He's going to back down Watford. Simmons is in the paint. Oh, that's a dodgy pass. Lowry going to have to chuck up a prayer. And it is an air ball. So another turnover for the Heat. They got absolutely nothing going on that offensive possession. And it is going to be Nets ball. This is the definition of the next man up mentality. Brooks is going to go to the bench with Watford. And I'll tell you what, if we end up winning this game, it is thanks to them. They have well and truly spearheaded the comeback. Walker, Simmons, Bridges, O'Neal, Finney-Smith, the 5 on the floor. Walker, going to pass to Ben. Back to Walker. Kick out. 3 for Finney-Smith in the corner. It's good! 7-point game. An 8-0 run in the last 2 minutes for the Nets. Lowry to Butler on the wing. He's picked up by Finney-Smith. Down the middle. Layup is good through the contact. Tough make by Jimmy Butler. Just over 5 minutes to play in this game. It's a 5-point margin. Definitely not decided at any stage. Walker. That's got to be a foul. And it is. Great move to create that little bit of space. And then Herro leaned into him. And Walker drew the contact. It's going to be 2 shots at the free throw line. And I mean, it really started in the third quarter where Cam Thomas started to make a couple of buckets. And then on top of that, you know, you bring in plays like Brooks scoring in bunches. You know, Trendon Watford contributing. You know, these sort of players. That's a miss by Lonnie Walker. So that would have been a 3-possession game. It would have made it. However, we're going to have to settle for a 6-point lead entering the final 5 minutes and a foul on the floor. Royce O'Neal bulldozed Bam Adebayo. Probably trying to man him up as Bam rolled to the rim. We have 50 bench points. In game 1, when Cam Thomas came off the bench, we had 63 bench points. So this will be the second time this year we absolutely demolish the opposing bench. Richardson. Switch. They're looking for the pass to Jimmy Butler, but Cam does well denying it. They get it to him now. Butler's going to back him down. Shoot the 2. Miss. Oh my fucking God, man. Why? Royce O'Neal. I know God didn't give you the gift of height, but why the fuck would you foul? With Bam's arms already that high up, ready to let it go and score an easy putback too, why would you hit him on the arm? If you weren't tall enough to get the rebound, you're not tall enough to impact the play. So it's down to 3. 4:35 to play. 98-95 the score. The Nets have fought back from a 16-point deficit. Ben's going to drive it, pick up his dribble, and fucking turn it over. Butler easy 2. He didn't even... What? They got to sort this shit out, right? It's actually amazing. The starting 5 is actually tanked. Royce to Ben. We couldn't get it to Mikal. Royce is going to take it under the basket and fucking turn it over. Get him off! How on earth have we brought in the starting 5 and it's actually fallen apart? Wait. Did they say he stood on the sideline? Because he most definitely did not. Anyway, we're in the final 4 minutes. The starting 5 has actually shat the bed. Butler, one-on-one with Cam Thomas. He drives it. They got to help him out. He missed the layup. Get the board. Cam Thomas hugs the ball. And he's just got to he's got to take the sting out of the game. High screen by Royce, and the switch. He's got Herro picking him up on the outside. Cam Thomas one-on-one. He gets into the paint. Dorian Finney-Smith, the corner 3 is off. Mikal, put back 2, +1. You could see him out of the corner of your eye. Running the baseline, no one putting a body on him. I think it was Jimmy Butler. Or it could have also been Kyle Lowry, who, well, Bridges was that assignment. It was Butler. Butler was too busy getting boxed out by Ben, which meant Lowry had to body up Mikal. And that's always going to be disadvantageous with Mikal's wingspan. So we get the 2 +1. The free throw by Mikal is good. It's up to a 2-possession game. Awfully handy with 3 or so minutes to go. So Lowry's going to let the ball roll. Royce is going to close him out. Get into offense early. And they're going to call a timeout. So 3:19 to play, ladies and gents. It is intense. Oh, shit. Shit. How are we in this game? If you are enjoying, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. We'll be back for Nets Bulls next up it seems like, as has been the run-of-the-mill with all our games this year, every game basically has been close. So it seems like we're going to have plenty of nail-biters this season. So if you want to see the reactions to that, best believe, here is the place. So 101.97. This is the scorecard. The bench has done it for us. Armani Brooks with 17 points. Trendon Watford with 11. Mikal Bridges, a big 2+1 to get us up 4 just then. And Dorian Finney-Smith hitting some big shots. He's got 13 in the game, 13 in the half, actually. And we've hit 16 threes. So the one thing that's really costing us at the moment is the turnovers. 18 of them, and a lot of them have been on our... Well, we've been in control. It's been really rash passing that we could have executed a lot better. And for the Heat, well, they've got 3 players above 20 points. Otherwise, no other player in double figures. They have 5 less threes made. They've had 7 more shots. Have made 2 more. And we've also had 5 more free throws. Here we go. Out of the timeout. Good defense by Doe. The drive, he got rid of him. And it's a fucking foul. Are you serious? This is just... Mate, you can't make this shit up. Remember what I said at 3/4 time? That bullshit Cam Thomas turnover at half court. All the free throw is off and Ben is pushing the pace. Royce gets it back out to Mikal. Seems like he's the man down the stretch. 1-on-1 with Herro. The drive on Herro. Oh my God. Pirouette. It's off. And the rebound for the Heat. They push the pace. Butler. Oh my God. Butler misses the 3. Good tap by Mikal. A vital tap. He gets it to Ben. And we've got 2.5 to play. Mikal, early offense. Kick out. Royce doesn't shoot the 3. Smart play. And he's going to roll it out to Cam, who's got 9 to shoot. 2.5 minutes to play in this game. Cam, switch. Lost the ball. He's got 3 to shoot. It's going to be a 3. Step back 3. It's up. It's off. And a rebound for the Heat. Going the other way. 101.99. Richardson shoots the 3. It's off. The rebound by Royce. And we're going to enter the final 2 minutes in the lead. Ben playing on 5 fouls. So is Royce. Finney-Smith. Going to give it to Mikal. And we have a foul. They did have a foul to give. They've gotten a lot of success from that sort of pass, that handoff. We haven't been awfully convincing and clean with it in this game. So 1:51 left. Someone's got to help him. The ball is inbounded to Finney-Smith in the corner. There is an open lane ready to be attacked. Mikal. Pass. Thomas catch and shoot 3. It's off. Ben gets the rebound and back taps it to Mikal. And we reset for 14. We've had plenty of chances to get this out to a 2-possession game. Mikal, the hesitation. Step back 2. Ah, rimmed out. The Heat the other way. Drive on Ben. Layup is off. Rebound by Ben. And Cam Thomas will slow things down. We've got just over a minute to go. The amount of chances we've had to get this lead out to a 2-possession game is baffling. They nearly get the steal. Finney-Smith. Drive. Layup. Good! Strength. DFS. 4-point game. Herro. Bam drives on Mikal. Body bump. Help defense. Miss layup. Rebound by Ben. Mikal get it past halfway. Oh no. Oh my God. JV, you get criticism every game, but you are a genius for calling that timeout. with 17 seconds left, we had not got the ball over halfway. Mikal had to pick up his dribble. Cam Thomas was still in the backcourt. Oh my God. If we go on to win this, what a mature victory. What a mature victory. All right. Everyone who's just joined us, you have joined at an excellent stage. If you are enjoying, make sure to show your support in more ways than one by liking and subscribing. There's also a donation button if you feel like a donation or my streams are worthy of a donation. Let's have a quick look at the box score, ladies and gents. The Heat have dried up. They've only scored 16 points in the last quarter. But for the Nets, my voice is a little bit shaky because of the adrenaline. Our two bench scorers have fueled the comeback. Amani Brooks in his first game of the year, 5 threes. Lonnie Walker with 17, 8 free throws made. But it really has been the starters down the stretch. They've been awfully shit, but Mikal and Dorian Finney-Smith they've got it done. Some big baskets down the stretch by those two. Finney-Smith has been excellent this year. Oh, 37 seconds to play. Now, surely, given what's happened, surely we're going to be okay. Bridges from the inbound, the finger roll, and we're up by 6. Surely not now. Surely it's over. Richardson the driving kick. Herro the fadeaway 3. It's good. It's not over. We got to get it in. We got to run down the clock. Get it across half court. Oh my God, we saved it. Drive it. You had an open layup. We nearly coughed it up before we got it across half court. That would have been a perfect execution of defense. So, thank fuck for Lonnie Walker finding whoever it was in the corner. I think it was Dorian Finney-Smith. We got it round to Bridges, killed some time, and now Bridges makes the first, makes it a 2-possession game. The Heat still have 2 timeouts remaining, but the Nets have, the most important advantage, and that is the lead. So, 1 more free throw for Mikal. The second is good. We're up 107-102. The Heat call a timeout with 11.1 left. And, if they miss, I think it's game over. But yeah, this is unbelievable. This is an unbelievable comeback. Irrespective of the result today, the Heat did have a case for a potential turnover. It would have probably been a travel. Because Lonnie Walker threw the ball to himself. So the Heat did have a case to make that it was a travel. However, we're very lucky. We are very, very lucky. We're gonna now, we're 1 defensive stop away from getting the job done. Yeah, that could have easily been we're very lucky. That could have been a travel. And look, the Heat were already off to the races if that was a turnover, because Herro was running in that direction towards the basket. So was Lowry. There was probably a chance the 3-pointer was on. It would have taken some serious, it would have taken a serious heads-up play from the Nets to just block the 3-point line if we were outnumbered. Regardless, it's a 5-point lead. The Heat got to get it in. They do. Herro, 3-pointer over Simmons. It's good. And it's down to 2. Get it in. We get it into Mikal, and that is a quick time... Oh, sorry, not timeout. Quick foul by Duncan Robinson. And I thought this game was done. but we just can't get a stop. Herro has made like their last 2 3-pointers. He's keeping him alive. And now the pressure is on Mikal Bridges to score both free throws. He misses one, and that leaves the door ajar for the Heat. The first free throw by Mikal is good. And obviously he's got to put off the cheers of the crowd, or the boos, should I say. Mikal on the season is 93% from the free throw line. So, I mean, the Heat are really not counting the chickens. That doesn't make sense. They're really hoping for a miracle. Bridges makes both free throws and Herro throws his head back in frustration. Mikal tells the team to calm down. And with 6.3 left, time is not on the Heat side. All you do is not foul. Now, we know what's happened. Multiple times this season, we have fouled on a 3 inexplicably. Let's not do it again. Let's not repeat history, ladies and gents. Let's not repeat history. Thanks for the $5 donation, Potty. Have a well-earned coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I think this game is my energy fix. I think if I had coffee after a win that we definitely weren't in the position to get, I think my adrenaline is well and truly through the roof. I don't know if you all know this. January 31, we were up by 6. The Wizards made a 7-point run. Well, yeah, they did. I remember that vividly as well, where we conceded, I think, 150 in that game. Westbrook knocked down the 3 or got the turnover. I don't know. It's over. It's not over. Strange things have happened. I mean, we saw in the game as recently as last night, the Suns and the Spurs, they got a steal after they were down with about, under 5 seconds left, got the win. The Spurs, we just don't foul. They get it in. Robinson deep 3. It's off. And we've won the game. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, lads. 109-105. Nets win their second game in a row. We advance to 2-2 on the season. What a win. What a win. Mates. And I tell you what, this, as I said, if we were in this game, even just in this game, this would have said a lot about our maturity. But this win, god damn. I did not expect anything of the sort, especially when we were down by 16 in the third quarter. This is the final product. Mikal Bridges, take a bow, because he had a pretty ordinary first 3 quarters. In the last quarter, he's come out and he has scored 9 points. He has spearheaded the charge down the stretch. Cam Thomas had a really off day, 4 of 19 from the field, and we needed someone to take charge. And it was indeed Mikal Bridges. Making a number of key baskets. Dorian Finney-Smith also was pretty big down the stretch. But Toka Tom, thank you for the donation as well, the $10. Hugely grateful. If you are leaving now, we will be back for Nets Bulls in a couple of days' time. If you want to remain for the little post-game, before I head off, it'll be 5 or so minutes. You can see the bench. The bench. Watford, Brooks, Walker, even Day'Ron Sharpe in 13 minutes. All critical in that third quarter revival. And then obviously following through in the last quarter, which got us the lead. And then it was the role of the starters to get it done down the stretch. Huge win. You know, we had 18 turnovers in this game. There were a lot of turnovers that were avoidable. I think part of it is due to the Heat hassling us on defense. But that being said, wow. I mean, the 18 turnovers was a difficult thing to overcome, but we overcame it. It was excellent. 16 threes. Armani Brooks, excellent. Plus 30 in 16 minutes. That is baffling to me. Dorian Finney-Smith, as we said, had no points at halftime and ended up with 15 3 threes, crucial. Even though he was a team worst, negative 22 on the plus minus. Lonnie Walker's been awesome this season. I've really enjoyed watching him play. 3 steals to go with 4 dimes, 3 rebounds, 17 points. Let's have a look at the chat. Let's see what's going on in there. This is a significant win in the most bizarre way. Well, it sort of makes up for the games that we should have won. You know, this was a game we were nowhere near positioned to win. It was Miami's game to lose. They were up, and they were up big, and we had a lot of players out. But they've let our bench bring us back into the game. They set the precedent for the starters. It shouldn't have been like that. It should have been the other way around. Lonnie is a scrapper. Indeed he is. Portland now with a better record than Miami. Pat Riley is wasting Jimmy Butler's prime. Pat should do him a favor and trade him to Butler's preferred contender. Quite frankly, I don't know who would give up assets for Jimmy Butler. No disrespect. Just, yeah, it's a little bit... I mean, if you look at the box score here, Jimmy Butler with 20, Bam with 21, 30 to Tyler Herro, but outside of that, next to nothing. Nearly no representation for the Heat. Tyler Herro kept him in it late. He ended up with 6 threes, and he was pretty tough to stop. But, I mean, they didn't feed Bam Adebayo nearly as much as they should have in the second half. There were a couple times where, you know, he did have an opportunity to get shots up. But, to our credit, we were crashing the glass in the second half, and we were also congesting the paint. So those easy layups we were giving them in the first half, there was a lot less room to operate and move, and there was a lot lower chance to get the rebounds because we were crashing the glass with more bodies. 16 turnovers as well. For them, that is probably the best defensive performance of the season. I mean, it would suggest that because we've only conceded 105 points. But yeah, I mean, after a pretty ordinary first quarter, we did really well to, you know, sort of put a stranglehold on their offensive game. 11 offensive rebounds to them. I did say, though, at like one stage, we were down in the rebounds 36-26. And we've ended up, you can see there, 46 rebounds to 47. We've ended up out-rebounding them again. So that's the 4th consecutive game we've out-rebounded an opponent, which is awesome. And it's a credit to this team for really digging deep. Also, a couple things to point out. We had 3 more three-pointers made. We actually made 2 less shots, despite, well, we also had 9 less in total. The free throw stat was big. We had 26 free throws to 18. And we also had 27 dimes. So, yeah. I mean, given it was a close game, not much to separate the two teams, but for me, it is the bench. The bench was the key in this game. Our bench is worthier this season. Not quite, but, I mean, there have been a couple games where the bench has gone absolutely ballistic. In this game, it was, well, pretty unprecedented because I didn't back Armani Brooks to hit 5 threes in his Nets debut. That's pretty crazy. So, yeah, I'm baffled by this. Ben Simmons had 4 points, 11 boards, and 5 assists. I don't really know what to make of that performance because he did some really nice things in terms of facilitating and pushing the pace. And I think his defensive attributes were more shown in this game. That being said, there was a lot of questionable shit that he executed in this game. Like, in terms of the turnovers he committed, down the stretch, it wasn't clean. Miami made it as scrappy as possible, and we nearly looked like we were going to give it away. We had so many chances to, you know, sink them, and get that separation we needed, but it didn't happen until the very end where the Heat missed. So, excellent stuff. All Heat supporters now feel the same as us in our first 2 games. That's 100% correct. I mean, while we're here, let's have a look at the standings because, I mean, for some reason, I formatted it so well that you can see everything. It's like really well positioned. So I can just add whatever tab we want, really. You can see we're now at the top of the play-in, 2-2, which is awesome. So that's excellent news. The Heat dropped to last in the Eastern Conference. So, well, they haven't been that convincing at all. Quite a few surprises in there. Toronto are 2-3 now. They surprisingly flogged the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, Philadelphia with 2 wins. They've only played 3 games, of course. Some teams have played 5. But yeah, that is a huge win. And then obviously the West, you can see what's going on there. But I'm ecstatic about that win. That win G's me up. I mean, we'll look at the scores of the other games as well. You can see the Pels, the Thunder in a close one. And you can see who's leading the way there for them. The Rockets beating the Hornets, so it looks like the Rockets may be on the board for their first win of the year. The Timberwolves are flogging the Denver Nuggets. That's another unprecedented result. The Bulls and the Mavs tightly contested there. 16 points and 17 rebounds to Vooch in the third quarter. And then the Jazz are flogging Memphis, who are just down bad at the moment. Games completed. You can see the Blazers beat the Pistons. I believe that's their second win. The Bucks got flogged. The Hawks win. The Celtics won by 51 points against Indiana. That is crazy stuff. And then obviously we beat the Heat, and the Cavaliers beat the Knicks in a pretty closely contested game. I'm surprised the Cavs won that because they're also struggling at the moment. That was a great win. We have some talent on this team. I think, you know what, that really says a lot about our depth. Pretty baffling stuff that we got like that good of a return from our bench in a game where we're missing the following players: Claxton, Dinwiddie, Johnson, Dennis Smith. Those are 4 key rotation players that have played a decent amount of minutes in this game, or in our season. And they're so integral to how we play because they're our starters, essentially. So the fact that we were able to get the job done, missing all those players, and also still getting a return of how many points? 34, 50 points. 50 points from your bench when you've got 3 starters out. That's crazy if you think about it that way. So I'm ecstatic about this. Any final thoughts, let me know. And I will discuss them. But if there's not much more to be said, then I will head off. What a win, though. I'm in awe. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Really gritty defensive performance. Gritty defensive performance. Watford, I think, was really underrated in this game today. With his facilitation that he offered. Good help defense. I think him and Ben on the floor really worked well. Yeah, I mean, Watford with that facilitation, just with that physical body, I mean, given he's built similarly to Ben, except he actually is aggressive in taking it to the cup, I think what we saw today was, the kind of thing we should be seeing from Ben. I think Watford also knocking down a 3, got a steal, plus 19 in 14 minutes. I couldn't ask for much more than that, So those 3, Lonnie Walker, Armani Brooks, Trent and Watford, I think Trent and Watford should get minutes. The only player to not play today was Harry Giles, but I'm not complaining with that. I think playing small ball 5 with Ben and then also having Trent and Watford there, I think that works quite well. Or it did work quite well. Let me take a sip of water real quick. Any final thoughts? Let us know. Otherwise, I think we're done here. Great call again. Thank you for the strong positive feedback. I think that'll do it. So that's going to wrap this one up. We win 109-105. That is our second win of the season. We'll be back for Nets versus Bulls in a couple of days' time. Hopefully it is as eventful as this, and hopefully it ends up in the same result. I know that if we play as hard as we did in the second half, we for sure will get the job done. And hopefully we have reinforcements. We have a couple of players back in the fray in a couple of days' time. Hopefully they've gotten the rest they need. I'm talking about Dennis Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie. Hopefully that's something we can look forward to. But if we don't have those players, well, we know now that we've got 50 bench points waiting for us, to come into play in the next game. So should be good. But until then, thank you. Stay safe. And we will see you in a couple of days, as we've mentioned. Have a good one.